Ohio State's going to be really good once again this year. Of course, he is a big reason why the Buckeyes open at number 3 in the AP poll, despite losing 14 players to the draft. I think they lost 16 starters. Texas opening at number 1 for the first time in program history, but they hardly have a mandate. They edged out Penn State for the top spot by just 5 points. It was the closest vote since 1998. SEC leads all conferences with 10 teams in the top 25. Don't get too comfortable. If history has kind of taught us anything, guys, it is that this is going to look a whole heck of a lot different as we get to November, December. So the AP top 25, we've got a couple facts here. 3 teams historically in the last 5 non-COVID years, 3 teams will stay in the top 5. 3 teams in the top 12 will finish unranked. 6 teams will improve their preseason ranking. 7 teams will stay in the top 12, which means there's a couple that will not. The challenge becomes trying to pick what it will actually look like come season's end. Worth noting as well as we go along throughout this is we're going to get a look at this is familiar to many of you with the 12-team playoff. We still do have a 12-team playoff, guys.
We haven't even started and we've already got the bracket out.
We got the bracket up. We still have a 12-team playoff, but the seeding has changed this year, and I think for the better, as we were talking about it all last year on Rankings Reaction. It will go to a straight seeding. So in other words, the committee's top 4 teams will get those first buys. It will no longer go guaranteed to your top 4 highest-ranked conference champions. So just wanted to get that out there. But what we're going to do here, guys, on this preview show is we're going to try and pick what it will look like come December. So this is just the top 12 as it stands right now.
Yeah.
So based on some of the facts, let's stick with one because there was a lot there. 7 teams will stay in the top 12. In other words, we got to take out some teams. So let's start by who you maybe don't have a ton of confidence in, and we'll take them out and substitute them.
My first harpoon is going to those guys right there.
Georgia?
I'm not really sure. I got to see it to believe it. Gunnar Stockton, I'm excited about the young guy, no doubt, right? Still question marks about how they're going to be explosive, right, as an offense. Still struggling to find just consistency in the offensive line right now. Defense, been decimated by the NFL draft the past 2 years. I believe in Kirby Smart. I think they'll be able to manage it and kind of survive, but I do think this could be a tough year for Georgia to keep up with what we see as Georgia.
So you got them out of the playoff altogether?
I do, yes.
A lot of home games this year. They had to go
You're
on the
right.
road
They
a lot.
don't have to travel anywhere. No. So whoever's scheduling them is doing a fantastic job because they stay on the Eastern Seaboard for essentially the whole time.
It's because last year they played so many away games.
But Georgia, big question mark. I'm excited to see Gunnar, but I'm just not quite sure if they got enough, right, to compete against some of these other teams.
So for the sake of the exercise, let's replace Georgia with a different team.
Yeah, so who do you like, Matty?
Okay.
That just automatically did it. I don't know if you like that a lot.
No, I don't like that this year. Last year, I would have been like, hell yeah.
Okay.
This year, give me Texas Tech as this year's Indiana.
Okay.
Texas Tech. Now, a big thing is Baron Morton. He's got to play better than what he did a year ago. Look, the system's not even allowing that. They're like, it's a glitch. We've never had Texas Tech in the playoff before.
No,
all right?
We're struggling here.
But still, I believe that Texas Tech has all the dudes that they need on the defense side. We highlighted all the guys that they add in the transfer report on the defensive line.
A lot of money.
Now, the secondary, kind of a question mark. Can they gel a little bit better? Baron Morton's a really talented quarterback. He has NFL traits. When you watch some of his film, you're like, wow, you're really impressed. He also does some things, too, where he needs to clean it up. So Texas Tech, to me, is like kind of one of those dark horse picks that I'm throwing into the mix right now.
All right, so that's one team that we got out of the top 12 so far. So we said that there's typically been 5 teams that were in the top 12 to start the preseason that end up getting out. So the next team that we can look at over here for me personally is Miami. I see that as a team that will let's go ahead and replace that correctly. I see Miami as a team that will more than likely not make the college football playoff. So we replace Miami with who?
Oh, you can't do that. You gotta come with something, man.
I knew you guys were gonna come with something. So I was going to let the group decide, but I think SMU is a team that gets back in the college football playoff. Kevin Jennings, I think the way that he led that team last year, the way that offense is, and yes, we saw the mistakes that he made against Penn State that you said earlier on in the show, but they have built something there. SMU getting into the ACC and making the college football playoff in the first year was something that nobody expected. Now that they've established some culture and confidence, I believe they have another opportunity to get in there. And the ACC isn't necessarily going to be a dog walk, right? So I think they'll be able to get in the college football playoff.
My turn to pick?
Yeah, go ahead, of course,
All right. Arizona State was the Cinderella last year, right?
Yeah.
And they kind of took everyone's heart in the Big 12. It was such a great story.
Right.
Sam Levitt's great. You're missing Cam Skadden. Let's not pretend that he's going to come back through those doors. But I think there's another Big 12 team that we are kind of forgetting about.
Oh, okay.
And that would be the Utah Utes.
Oh, okay. All right, because I thought maybe you would go with Kansas State here in this situation.
Well, you know why? Because I picked Utah last year in our preseason.
That's 3 teams
show.
so far.
Yeah.
3 teams we got
and
up.
I got screwed the whole year because they just couldn't stay healthy. Devin Dampier, I mean, this is going to be an exciting guy to watch coming over.
Agree.
Dual threat guy. I think he rushed for over like 1,000 yards last year. So, and let's not forget that Kyle Whittingham is still there too. Like, this is a very well-coached team.
Last year, it's not like we're starting a new pattern, right? We know that he is a hell of a coach, and they're going to get back on track. It's still one of the toughest places to play in the country. They're going to have probably a top 15 defense again. They're going to be able to stop the run. They're going to be able to hit the quarterback. They're going to be able to cause a lot of damage on the defense side of the football. But you're right. It's kind of all about, can the quarterback just be decent enough to be consistent? Because last year, it seemed like everybody was trying to play quarterback for Utah.
I think he fits the system a little bit better than maybe what they had last year in the whole Cam Rising situation. It just didn't ever come to fruition.
Yeah.
Anybody in the top 4? Now, this is going to be really bold, but real quick, anybody in the top 4 that you think might get pushed back? Maybe still in the playoff, but maybe not getting a bye?
I guess one that kind of comes to mind, right, is Ohio State, just a little bit, right? And
I think that's a great point.
It's really just about just young quarterback, Julian saying, and just is he going to be able to
with Notre Dame?
Is he going to be able to operate, right? Because we got to remember too, one of the best parts about what Ohio State did last year was that they were able to control the tempo of football games, and Will Howard just needed to manage it enough, right, to get wins, right? They really. Of course, Jeremiah Smith is amazing. Carnell Tate is a fantastic receiver to go along with him, right? And this as well. But you are missing Travion Henderson and Quinshon Junkins. So I think that's a big concern for a young quarterback, right? Not having just unbelievable running back room to lean into. So I think Ohio State might have a few hiccups this year. I'm
so glad you did this because last year you couldn't do that.
With CJ Carr, right? But won the battle here.
But they can get a bye this year. Remember last year, 4 highest ranked conference champions.
Yes. Right.
So their highest hope was being number 5. You could see Notre Dame getting a bye now. So that's interesting.
All right, one more change before we get out of here.
Yeah.
What do you think we got?
Well, now this is on average, so I mean, you could get 4 out. It could stay, but
No to LSU. I think LSU's out. Because I just I got to see your defense play better first, right? That's the biggest question mark I have.
Careless with the football. All right.
That's where I'm not sure. Now, listen, one team that I'm really excited for this whole year, I'm really pumped to watch this football team play. And it's crazy for me to say this because I am a Tennessee Vol, okay?
Are you sure?
The Florida Gators.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what DJ Lagway does. Ball at running back is going to be a dog. That's what things. Billy Napier likes running the football, so Ball is going to get his carries. DJ Lagway, can he improve on the short and intermediate passes? Dallas Wilson, I don't know if you saw this dude in the spring game, freshman.
Yeah.
Dude's a baller, all right? He's going to be a problem. Trey Wilson to go along with him. Another guy. Sturdivant, another guy that can stretch the defense down the field. Florida, if they can play a little bit better in the secondary, very similar to LSU, if they can play a little bit better, damn, they're going to be a really good football team this year.
Wow.
But crazy schedule. Crazy schedule.
That's the thing about them.
So this is what we're going with. We'll see how wrong we are when the official bracket comes out.
This is hella wrong, but it's okay. Yeah.
That's what we do.
We gave it our best shot. We gave it our best shot.
Hey, this is my team this year right here, though. This team. Clemson, man. I'm just telling you. It's their time. Dabo, he's going to be back. All right? Get ready.
You and Greg McElroy, man. Both of you guys.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He was
Maybe I should switch that then.
So we are all excited for college football to come back. I know you guys at home are as well.
Yeah.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Wrong fast.